Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is me, Alicia. If this is your first time here, and if not, welcome back. Can we believe that it's going to be almost a month away and we will be in 2026? I feel like we say it all the time, but this year honestly feels like it has flown by. I am ready for the new year, but it just feels like this was the fastest year of all the years lately. I remember this time last year sitting in this exact same spot going over my 2024 goals and then trying to make 2025 goals. And I think for me, the word for 2025 was going to be maintenance. A lot of times on January the 1st, we do drastic overhauls. I want to do this and I want to do that. And for me, 2025 was, what are goals that I can set for myself that at the end of the goal, it's not something that I accomplish and then we're done, but it's something that I can then turn into maintenance. Like, this is me maintaining my life, maintaining my body, maintaining my health, rather than doing this complete drastic overhaul every single January the 1st. So I started implementing things, whether that be in Q1 or just now in Q4, that I feel like are going to help me go into 2026 with a better mindset, better clarity, better health, better wealth. So these are some of the things that I have been doing that I figure, why not share with you guys? Let's get into it. Okay, I'm gonna reference my phone because you guys know my mama, I gotta stay on track. So habit number 1 is keeping my body strong. You guys heard me say, especially on my vlogs, that I had initially lost weight post baby, and I feel like I was getting too skinny. I was losing my muscle. So I gained weight late last year. You guys are, especially if you're watching my vlogs, I gained weight late last year so that I can lose it while also getting muscle definition. So this year definitely taught me how to better eat, what food looks good for me, what workouts look good for me. So over the span of, honestly, since January, I have slowly been losing the weight but also gaining muscle. And this is how I know that there's a difference. When I initially lost a ton of weight, they're just like, oh, you look good, you look good, you good. I was small. And now this time they're just like, no, you look really skinny. I am bigger now, weight-wise, than I was the first time I lost the weight with Alexander. And that's because the muscle mass looks differently. So I have been trying to maintain 3 to 4 workouts a week, whether that is going to the gym or taking a Pilates class or going downstairs. You guys saw that I converted a closet into the gym. Those have been like small routines that I have formed over time that have created a habit. Whereas like now, if I don't work out 3 or 4 days a week, it's a problem. Like, my body feels off, my body feels weird. And so in that working out, I've truly, through the help of a doctor, like a nutritionist, has truly helped me see that food honestly is supposed to nourish you and make you feel good and not make you feel sluggish and tired all the time. So me being able to see food for what it is has also helped me. Now, that's not to say I don't enjoy a good fat greasy burger with some fries. What that does say is that it is all about balance, and I can't have a Friday negative meal, Saturday negative meal eating, Sunday negative meal eating. So I have been able to learn the power of balance, and I feel like those are really, really good habits, especially now that I'm not in my 40s. Don't do that to me yet. Don't do that to me yet. But as I'm getting there, and I want to avoid a lot of the diseases that us as Black women get, high cholesterol, diabetes. I want to avoid that. I realize in order to do that, the 2 items that I'm doing now, working out and eating a sensible, not even diet, eating sensibly, is going to help me avoid those diseases moving forward. So that is definitely a habit that I'm taking into 2026. Okay, habit number 2 is revisiting my goals bi-weekly and then even monthly. I thought that I was really on top of it when it came time to like goal setting and goal attaining. I was visiting my goals, some of them monthly, but if not, definitely quarterly. And what I realized was 2 things. 1, I probably was putting a little bit too much as a goal when it should have been a routine. And then 2, I shouldn't have more goals that I can't revisit monthly. So if I can't look at all my goals and be able to look at them like monthly or bi-weekly to see what I'm doing, then I probably have too many. So over the last 6 months, I have revisited my goals for 2025. I haven't really stopped doing them, but I said, hey, you're probably not giving all of your time and attention to this goal. Maybe let's move it into 2026. So now that I am like sitting down, and a lot of times it takes me about 2 months to truly goal set. I think I sat down the first time mid-October to say, okay, Alicia, what plans do we have for 2026? What goals do we have for 2026? And then just begin to like brainstorm. So I have begun to try to, I wouldn't say shorten the number of goals, but make sure that the ones that I do create for 2026, I can look at them, if not bi-weekly, definitely monthly, to make sure that I'm staying on track and on target and not only just looking at them basically 4 times a year. Some people only look at them once a year. I definitely would recommend that. If you're gonna look at your goals in January and then not again until December, don't make them. Don't make them, friend. Don't make them. Okay? If you are, for me, quarterly was great, but I was still missing. There were some goals I'm just like, So now I have gotten used to looking at them monthly, and the ones that I couldn't look at monthly, I moved to next year. So if you are just starting out, try quarterly, right? And then try every other month, and then maybe try every single month. So that is something that I started doing in July, was when I started looking at all of my goals monthly. Okay, habit number 3, which for me has been a haven of just getting me in a different mindset going to bed and getting up, and that is building skills and not just consuming on socials. And we all have been victim, whether you are on Snapchat or on Instagram or on Facebook, consuming social knowledge. And I said, there is something else that I can do with my time. And I actually had one of my coworkers was talking about a class that she was taking concerning some different like accounting and business environment. And I was like, I wonder if they have something for like the social side of things, because I'm done learning on corporate America. I'm sorry, I'm done. But there are a lot of different avenues that I would love to get information with on the creative side of things. So I decided to go over to Masterclass, and luckily Masterclass reached out like just in time. So thank you to Masterclass for sponsoring the portion of today's video. I think I had it in my head that Masterclass was just for like corporate. And it wasn't until I went over into the Masterclass website and looked what all they had to give that I have been taking classes probably since early October, and the bevy of knowledge that I have gotten has been phenomenal, and you're learning from these amazing people. I took Issa Rae's class on creative writing, because I don't know if you guys know, but I am writing. I write poetry. I have almost written a novel. No one's ever going to see it. It's for my personal benefit, but I've been able to take that class to help with that. Kris Jenner, say whatever you want to say, but she is a brand powerhouse, okay? And she has a class that's called Personal Branding and Business Strategy. If you are trying to decide whether you are in content creation or if you are in business or whatever, and you are looking to define and elevate your personal brand, her class, and I was able to listen to it. What I love about Masterclass is I'm able to listen to it while I'm cleaning around the house or walking on the treadmill or just doing whatever and just having it in my ear or having it in the background. Her class alone, absolutely amazing. If you are one of those where you are consuming or it's like, oh, I'm gonna figure out how to do it on YouTube, and then you get on YouTube and before you know it, that one thing you thought that you were going to be learning, you're now over here watching somebody else's vlog. Try a Masterclass. It's helped me so much. By mindless scrolling, I'm sitting here for like hours on end doing randomly scrolling, and I said, okay, if you can scroll, you can listen to a class. I have a couple of other ones that I have like saved that I want to go back and start watching, but those two alone have like expounded my knowledge drastically. So once again, thank you to Masterclass for sponsoring this video. It came just in time, and I will make sure to have it linked for you moving forward. So that is definitely habit number 3. Learn something and quit scrolling. Okay, moving on to habit number 4, and that's being intentional with time and with the people that I choose to be around. And I put a note in my phone that I have to revisit quite often, and it is, if it does not align with where I'm going, I do not have the capacity for it. Let me say that again. If it does not align with where I'm going, I do not have the capacity for it. You guys know I am a stickler about time. I will tell you no in a heartbeat. No, I'm not going. No, I can't be there. And what I have realized this year was I was saying no to my detriment. I know you guys are surprised I came out of nowhere. If it didn't follow my to-do list, if it didn't follow a set of structures that I had for myself that week, I'm not going. You can't convince me, leave me alone. And over time, it was one of those where I realized that if I kept saying no and I wasn't adjustable or flexible, I might lose friendships, situations, just I might lose out on things that I feel that would be good for me in the long run. So this year, I said if it doesn't align, I don't have the capacity for it. When I asked those questions, a lot of times it aligned with where I'm going, just not in the time frame that I had to get there. So like I want to hang out with the girls, but I have this that have to get done today. And as I'm talking to myself, it's like, okay, Alicia, does it have to get done today? Can you do it later? Can you do it tomorrow? Because this situation with your girls isn't going to be here tomorrow, but this will. Or if me and William want to go to date night, nope, I can't go to date night, I'm busy, I can't do it. Okay, is this content that has to be due, or this hour that you need to set aside to draft, to do some jewelry buying, is that more important than going out on a date night with your husband? Those are the conversations that I began to have with myself this year. And so a lot of things that I normally would have said no to last year, I said, yes, sure, I'll be there. Yes, sure, I'm going. Yes, sure, I'll take care of it for you. Because I was saying no to my detriment, and I found myself regretting it a lot of times earlier this year. So especially later in the year, I would say May, June, I began to say yes to a lot more things, and it's definitely been to my benefit. Okay, number 5, and that is building my personal influencer circle. You guys heard me say all the time that in Birmingham, influencing is very lonely. There's not a lot of influencers here. And so when it comes to certain matters, you know, you can only talk to like-minded people. So I can tell William all day, every day, how I feel about this is what's going on, and this is what's happening with the brand, and this is where they're going back and forth, and these deliverables are ridiculous, and how dare they only want to charge me this much, and all he can say is yep, because he's not there, so he can't understand from a place that he doesn't know anything about. The same way he can't talk to me about no kind of chemicals, because I don't know anything about him. And so this year, I really feel like it started like last Fashion Week, but definitely more so this year, whether that was at Fashion Week this year, or that was at Essence Festival this year, or just even getting on the phone, chit-chatting, texting the girls. I have become to create a circle of influencer friends that I can talk to about influencer related stuff, because a lot of times it can be very lonely in this profession. You're sitting in a camera by yourself on a tripod talking to people that you will probably never meet. It can get very lonely, so being able to create that circle of friends has been very, very important to me. I feel like I have nourished it probably more than I've nourished my other friendships, if I have to say so. But it's new. It's very, very new, so I want to make sure that they know that I am definitely I'm here for you. I'm here for you if you need me. I'm here for you if you want to bounce ideas off of each other. I'm trying to make sure that I'm staying in communication with them, and that's something that's been very, very helpful. I know, especially like a week or so ago, I literally texted one of my influencer friends. I was like, hey, ASAP, I need to chat. When are you free? And I was on vacation. I was in Tulum, and I just had to talk to somebody about it, and I knew that none of my other friends or even William would be able to understand where I'm coming from. And it's just been such a blessing, because she was like, yeah, I'll be free in 30 minutes, let's chat. And the conversation that I had with her literally took me from being on edge and wanting to just blow to then a complete 180. And if I had not had that circle of friends that I created at the top of the year, I would not have been able to do that. I would have just went off the plank. So that was definitely something that was very intentional for me, and I'm so glad. When I got off the phone with her, I was like, man, this is what that's about. This is what that curating friendships is all about in I would say my workspace, because that was able to help me in ways that I don't even think she knew. So yeah, definitely going to continue that in 2026. Okay, the next one that I have that has, I feel like, made me a more softer person. I've told you this all the time. I love a to-do list. I would love to-do list. I love it to task. I love it to and then and so a lot of times when I'm journaling, I journal about what I did. I journal about this is what's going on. This is what's going on. And it wasn't until I was having a conversation with my therapist. She's like, okay, well, how did you feel about that? I was like, well, this and this. She's like, well, did you write it down? And she was like, I notice a lot of times you track what you've done, but you don't track how you feel. And that was like it struck to my heart that when I went back and I was looking in my journals and I was looking just like how I document my life, a lot of it was about I did this, we did this, we did that. I didn't really document how I felt in the moment unless I was pissed. And then if I was pissed, I let you know I am pissed off today because X, Y, Z, A, B, C, A, B, C, right? Starting in September the 7th, I began to track my feelings. I began to document my feelings. I began to document my emotions. And I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm supposed to be like very cold-hearted. I got an icebox. And it wasn't until I started documenting how I felt throughout the day, how I'm currently feeling now, that I realized it wasn't that I was cold-hearted and emotionless. It was that I didn't know how to assign words to how I was feeling. And when I started journaling them, I started realizing that it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to cry. It's okay to tell your family, love you so much. It's okay to tell your family, I love you. I am proud of you. I respect you. That's okay. Those are just emotions and feelings that I am going through, and that doesn't make me lesser of a person that I have all these emotions and feelings. So it's definitely, I would say it's been not only a breakthrough for me, but especially around my close loved ones, because they know, normally they'd be like, love you, Alicia. I'd be like, yeah, because they know that I do, but I had a hard time like expressing it. Now, okay, I'm gonna tell you, I love you so much. Love you so much. I'm proud of you. I love you. You're one of my closest friends. I'm so proud of the person that you are becoming. Just all the things. So that is one that probably was one of my greatest things that I have started doing. And once again, it hasn't been that long. Like I said, it started September the 7th, but it has been definitely like life-changing. And the reason why I started it, I'm gonna finish it. The reason why I started it on September the 7th, I'm not gonna cry. The reason why I started on September the 7th was because that was the due date of our first child that we lost. And so I normally always have a session with my therapist on that day. And so that's when we have the conversation. And so that's when I started it. So that's why I know exactly the day that it happened. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, and then the last habit, which I put on here, even though I kind of already do, but I still put it on here, and that is preparing my environment for future success. And in that, I put your space influences your habits. So whether that is cleaning, whether that is organizing, whether that is making your space emotionally or mentally better for you, do it. You guys have seen, maybe you haven't seen, you haven't, you'll see in a couple months. You guys saw the bathroom that I redid. You guys saw, I think, as well, you've seen in the vlogs, I have repainted our bedroom. I have started redoing the living room. We are now currently adding the pool, and it was one of those where when we first moved into the house, don't get me wrong, I love the house, but there were a lot of spaces that just did not that it wasn't me. It didn't make me feel at home. It still felt like we had bought a stranger's home, which is what we did. And so I decided this year is, what can I do in this space to make this feel like home for me? What can I do in this space to make it feel like home for me? And I haven't really shown everything because it's not complete, and you guys know I like to show things in their completion, but that was one. You guys saw earlier, I decided to convert an entire bedroom into a closet. For the longest, I didn't want to do that because I was like, I don't want to do that in case we decide to sell it. Now I gotta take this closet and take it all the way down all these flights of stairs, and I don't want to do that. I was like, it's your home. If you sell it in 5 years, then you sell it. If you sell it next year, then you sell it. But in the meantime, make your space feel like home. Whether you were in a house that you just bought, whether you were in an apartment for 6 months, whatever, whether you were in a dorm, okay, for 5 months, make your space feel like home, because if it doesn't feel like home, then you'll never be comfortable in yourself if the space that you operate in the most does not feel like a home. And so that's some of the things that I have started doing. I also redid the Living Fearless Collection office. It was dark. I was like, I don't want to put all that money in it, and this ain't even my office. It is right now, Alicia. According to the lease, this is officially yours. So if you want to get rid of these dark beige walls and create white walls, paint it. If you want to get rid of this dark hardwood and put in light floors, do it. Make it your space, make it your home, because when you make it your home, you are able to feel more relaxed. So that is a habit. We're still actively doing it. I'm looking this way because I'm currently looking at it. I don't know how deep this hole is. They're currently starting construction on our pool, which I could be more excited about. So yeah, that's my last habit. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've said this before. I never want there to feel like you have to do a drastic overhaul to your life, to your body, to whatever. But I feel like if you create goals that you can turn into habits and routines, and it then becomes a maintenance, it makes the rest of the year just fly by. So that is what I have started doing. This is probably the most excited that I am about sitting down doing goals for 2026. I feel like my vision this year could not be more clear. I'm glad where I am. I'm blessed to be where I am in life right now, and it's just, and yeah, once again, thank you to Masterclass for sponsoring a portion of today's video. If you have made it here, you have not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And I'm going to catch you guys Thursday, 7 o'clock. Later.